not well, and supposing Azimio comes up with another candidate that is not Kalonzo.
Or comes up with Kalonzo as a candidate.
Or
yeah.
No,
what will happen
I'm speaking now globally, and also addressing the question of Kalonzo. You know, there is a reason, and I said the Jubilee fallout is a very bad example.
Correct.
And a very bad example to use on how to pick or not pick a deputy presidential candidate. Because I've said this, James Smart, that I am concerned as a Kenyan and a legal practitioner that the instability in the country and the quarrel between the deputy president and the president is something that should worry all of us. Because the minute you pick a deputy presidential candidate, you have told the country that in the case of incapacity, infirmity, death, resignation, that person ought to take over office in place of you for 90 days. It's a very key decision.
No, permanently.
No,
90 days.
Yeah, permanently. So it is a very conscious decision. And you speak to the public and telling them, you have elected me to be a president. And this person who I'm going to be with is a person who can easily become a president in my absence. Now, what is it that the framers of the Constitution were trying to walk away from? You remember the Saitoti debacle.
Correct.
The country remained without a vice president for a long time. And Moi, somewhere in, may his soul rest in peace, someone said, oh, you just want a vice president? I will appoint somebody. Just pick somebody. We are trying to walk away from those things. And those impressions that a deputy presidential candidate is a person you pick off the streets, place him on a seat and tell him, okay, sit there, listen, and when I send you, go.
And read newspapers.
You know, that sort of thing. That is why it has become, it's become very difficult to run the country in the framework of the new constitution, because you can't just bump off your deputy president. It's not possible, because it's a historical issue. And we are trying to address that for people who are thinking that we needed stability in the country. Therefore, in both cases, if you do not manage the process well, the famous saying that you are damned if you do and damned if you don't. Why am I saying so? Because I had a conversation even in the Senate recently where people say, one senator said, I will not mention him, that we don't want a forced marriage. Now, if you end up in a forced marriage because of circumstances, because of numbers, because of victory, because of managing public perceptions, you end up in office with a bad relationship.
Isn't that what's happening now?
And that is what I am talking about. I'm not talking about the transparency and openness. Of course, you need to be open, you need to be transparent. The Sabina Chege, where Sabina Chege comes from, and it's important you address those issues. Where Sabina Chege comes from, both in the side of Murkomen and on the side of Azimio, they are saying, and I'm talking about Muranga, it's our time. So people are managing expectations. And in managing expectations, you must manage people.
Okay.
So that if Sabina Chege decides, and she has decided, and I asked her when we walked in here, you mean while you were sleeping, you got a voice telling you not to vie? How did you get, how did you arrive at that decision? You see? Azimio must manage the expectations of the supporters of Sabina.
Okay. In the unlikely event.
In the unlikely event,
I did not promise them anything.
No, I'm saying, no, let me finish. Assuming
you to be a deputy president.
assuming,
and I have not given a condition.